Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to the month of June. This is going to be your monthly overview reading. And I'm going to do a traditional Celtic cross spread. We're going to bring over the Tarot of Mystical Moments. This will be the main cards that we'll use. We'll clarify with another deck, Radiant Wise Spirit. And then I have Oracle cards to finish off the reading. So Pisces, just tune into your intuition. Ask that only the highest and purest form of truth, love, and light will sit for you. You won't accept anything that's not for you. June reading is a monthly overview. It's not a prediction. It's just here to offer insight, maybe a little wisdom, maybe a point of reflection for you to consider. So let's just dive into the sign of Pisces. First, looking at the recent past. What brought you into this month of June, Pisces? What was your prominent energy in the past that led you to June? Page of Pentacles. Your current energy, where you sit as June opens. Nine of Cups. What about a challenge in this month for you? Knight of Pentacles. What's on your mind? Ten of Swords. What is in the below the surface that you might not even be aware of? Page of Cups. Your near future. Ace of Cups. Your external energy. Internal energy. Hopes and fears. And your final outcome. At the bottom of the deck is the Star. This is really beautiful because this signifies healing, divine healing. The Star is a major arcana attributed to the sign of Aquarius. So the overall energy for your reading is healing and hope. You are finally at a position in your life, Pisces, to be able to hope and believe that it could actually come true. There is an archangel overseeing your reading. This is divine, beautiful, angelic, heavenly hope and healing. And this is your overview energy at the bottom. Your previous past energy, what brought you to the month of June, is the Page of Pentacles, which is a very kind of an immature, not quite, not quite ready to expect something to be delivered on it. But the page is always bringing a message, always seeking out opportunities, looking for new things to invest energy in. But because it's immature, it's a childlike energy, it's more playful and just kind of out there looking for stuff to invest their energy in. So you could be maybe looking at new jobs, putting your resume together, just the preparatory stages of starting something new. Maybe you're out looking at houses. Maybe you're out investigating different investment funds for your money. You're just preliminary looking. You're not really ready to sink your teeth into something, but you're open to the idea of something new in your physical reality. Your current energy is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups in your current energy as June opens up is my wishes are fulfilled. I'm emotionally extremely satisfied with my life. I feel like my emotional side is very complete. I'm shy 1 cup. Other than that, it's dang near perfection. So I feel satisfied and satiated emotionally. I feel really good. Pisces, you feel really good in the month of June, especially as June opens. Your challenge is this slow pony. This Knight of Pentacles is a very methodical, organized, plan setting, destiny heading person. They just go so slow. It is literally like molasses out of a jar. So if you expected June to open up and just everything to start happening for you, not the case. Your challenge is going to be, everything's going to feel like it is just, trying to pour peanut butter out of a jar. Like it's just going to take forever unless you heat it up in some way. It is just slow. So if you're out there open and looking for these new opportunities in the workplace or with your finances or at home trying to buy a house or something, just be prepared for the long haul because it's going to take a while. Nothing's going to happen overnight, that's for sure. On your mind, there has been a betrayal in your world. It has to do with communication. So it has to do with people talking about you behind your back. It has to do with people spreading lies about you, stabbing you in the back. You tell them your deepest, darkest secrets and you turn around and they've shared with everybody that they know and everybody's talking about you and saying, well, Pisces told me, and they're comparing notes, and it just leaves you feeling like you're so hurt, you're so betrayed, you feel backstabbed, you feel stabbed in the back, you just feel like, great, who can I trust with all this going on? And this is what's on your mind. So there's reasons for you to feel the way you feel, and it's just right now, it's a lot. The good thing about the Ten of Swords, if there is any good thing to extract from that, is a 10 means the end. So what you're thinking about is, I feel like what you're saying in your mind, if I could read your mind right now, is I'm just glad that that's over. I'm glad that that part of my life, it's done now. That I've left that job, and maybe that's why you're out looking for a job, or I've left that friend group. I'm no longer associating with those people because once I saw who they really truly were, I got out of there. And so, it's a blessing and a curse to find out people and what they're doing behind your back. Sometimes it makes you realize that, well, I put my trust in the wrong people and now I know better. Down below the surface, what you might not even be aware of is the Page of Cups, another page. And this happens to be your energy, Pisces. This is really sweet and innocent. And again, it's kind of that childlike energy. So it's not very mature. It's not really like ready for an emotional, engaged relationship, but it's thinking about it. It's thinking about my cup, other people's cup. And a lot of times the Page of Cups has to do with an emotional conversation. Sometimes it is like, I'm going to reach out to that person and I'm going to see if they would like to emotionally connect with me. And sometimes it's about, I need to say I'm sorry. I need to apologize. I need to have an emotional conversation because pages bring messages. So there's some sort of a message of a brand new emotional opportunity, where the Page of Pentacles in your recent past brought a message of an opportunity in the physical realm. The Page of Cups brings that in the emotional. And then as you move into the future, lo and behold, here is this Ace of Cups, Pisces. And this is like maybe that little conversation that you were thinking of having actually comes to fruition, because this is either somebody extending their cup of love to you, which makes you feel like your heart is bursting full of gratitude and joy, or this is you finally, for the first time in your life, maybe loving yourself unconditionally, just really, truly appreciating you for who you are and what you've been in your life for yourself. I think this is just really beautiful. If this is what you're doing, kudos to you. Congratulations. Ace of Cups is a very healthy self recognition. And if it's not just for yourself, maybe you're also extending your cup of love to someone. Your external energy is the Seven of Wands. Someone outside of you that affects you, they feel like they are, and I don't think they're in prison, maybe they are, but it feels like they're behind bars because they want to love you. Look at that tattoo. But they can only reach you oh so far. They just don't have a lot to give. They put themselves behind their boundaries or their walls, whatever they are. This person has a lot of boundaries. This person, place, or thing, it feels like you can only go so far with them. And then it's like, that's where the rubber meets the road. There's no going any farther. And so if you can accept that, then this might work. But if this is something that you need more, I don't think this person is capable of giving more to you or to the situation. So your energy, your internal energy about all of it is major arcana attributed to the sign of Virgo, the Hermit, which just says that Pisces, you're already a sign that is really good at retreating from other people for a designated amount of time so that you can recalibrate. But that's exactly what the Hermit does. It is just a sign that you need to find your light again, your truth again, who you really are. Find your wisdom. The Hermit is attributed to a wise, sage, learned person. So someone who's learned their lessons. They've figured things out, sometimes the hard way, but they've figured it out. And you need to go and reconnect with that part of yourself. You know, especially after something like 10 of Swords, I don't blame you one bit for just needing to detach from everybody and everything for a short time. It's not forever, it's just a short time. But I think that your internal energy is calling for this Hermit to happen. Your hopes and your fears. The Empress, another major arcana. This is attributed to the planet Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra. This is Divine Mother. This is Gaia, Mother Earth. This is very feminine. This is all four queens rolled into one energy. The Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. Beauty, aesthetically pleasing. It's also the possibility of a baby, a physical, actual baby, or a creative project that you are giving birth to. Now, this is showing up in your hopes and your fears. So what this says is, while you're hoping for divine, feminine, giving birth to energy, beautiful energy, you're also fearing that because that would change your whole life. And if beautification is something that is in this energy, what does that mean? Does that mean you always have to be perfect? You know, there's a lot of ways that this can go either direction. It can be good, it could be bad. So it's a hope and it's a fear. But it is definitely, and this can also be simply your mom. You hope to connect with your mom, but you also fear connecting with your mom. So the Empress is just a dynamic in this category, a little confusing. In your final outcome, the Hanged Man, your energy. This is Hanged Man, the major arcana attributed to the sign of Pisces. Hanged Man is your power card, your major arcana. What this tells me in the final outcome is that in the month of June, you are going to resurrect that part of you after Hermit energy is played out, after Ace of Cups is played out. You're going to figure out your true, honest, pure self again. You're going to have an epiphany. You're going to have a resurrection of your soul and your spirit. I think you're going to feel finally back in touch with who you really truly are. You're going to have a shift in your perspective. You're going to see things clearly. You're going to be able to be illuminated to the truth. So, final outcome, I really can't see. Remember, hope and healing was at the bottom of the deck over here. So much emotional beauty. A little bit of pain, no doubt. A little bit of confusion. But ultimately, I mean, wish fulfillment, Ace of Cups, the Empress, the Hanged Man, Page of Cups. Beautiful. Yes, change is slow. Knight of Pentacles. But that's life. Let's grab the Radiant Wise Spirit and do a quick little layer of confirmation, clarification for you. Thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I really appreciate your energy. The Tower, the Emperor, Page of Pentacles again. All right, so I'm just going to share immediately what came through is there has been a drastic change, shocking revelation in your workplace, something to do with your boss. And because of that, something is really changing in your workplace for sure. And that is really spurring you to, if you were thinking about opening up to new like job opportunities or getting your resume together, putting applications out there, you're actually doing it now. So if June is going to bring anything of the physical reality out besides just the emotional side, I think it's going to move you in the direction of a brand new career altogether. So Pisces, congratulations. Let's bring out an oracle card for you from Gabrielle Bernstein's Spirit Junkie deck. These are oracle cards, not tarot. Just a little bit of a different vibe for these. So for Pisces, for the month of June, the difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. Very interesting. Remember that Ten of Swords? The difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. This is your reading, Pisces. This is also a perfect opportunity if you want to take a quick screenshot. I am so grateful and blessed that you are here. Spicy Sunflower Tarot can be found on TikTok and on YouTube. Your likes, your follows, subscribes, shares, comments, very welcome. Thank you. Be blessed, be well,